Yo, what is up, bros? I'm here to make the case for Rokossovsky. There is not, I don't have to say much to make my case. With these two perks right here, he's going to be absolutely amazing. This is not even maxed out. It's level 4, so this probably goes to 15. This might go to, what, 20 or possibly stay the same. So let's go back through these. Morale of armored units under command will not be diminished. Bro cannot go stupid, refuses to. Be a good tank bro to send up against a Wrath tank with one of those badass Scorpion generals on it. Although we got Chanel and we can stop the counterattacks. Even still, if they survive around and attack him, bro does not go stupid. He also gets plus 12% damage after commanding an armored unit to annihilate an enemy. Gain the hero status, increasing the chance of a critical attack by 10% for 1 turn. And then he also has the maxed out Wipe Out the North. When commanding armored units, deal plus 20% damage to non-building units other than city garrisons. If you are unable to attack or move after attack, you have a 100% chance to attack again only once per turn. Each kill this turn increases this chance by 20% for a max of 100%, upgrading the effect to an extra action. Bro, with the Excellence Medal that goes on, this could give an extra hit even with the Excellence Medal. In fact, this perk would work well in tandem with the Excellence Medal. Anyways, bros, it is time, and he gets an extra movement. Let's hit it. Ooh, and that, bro, and that portrait, look, he even looks like he gets his eyebrows threaded now. Let's go ahead and upgrade this. Okay, it is 15, and yeah, that didn't go up. Let's go ahead and max this out. Give him his extra movement. We also need armored assault. And we're gonna have to go with inspiration. I don't even remember where inspiration is. There it is. All right, bro. So let me get some. Well, I can just go and do that right now. So this is how I am going to do this. I gotta watch back through my videos of how I attacked during the tournament because I kind of forgot the order of what I attacked in. And then I will go ahead and run him through those same attacks. I kept the spreadsheet. I know all the damage all the generals did. And we can get him placed somewhere. Where is that placement going to be? I have a pretty decent idea. Definitely top 5. Definitely even top 4. I'm almost thinking it's almost a definite top 3. Where in the top 3 would he be, though? That is the question, bros. Let's get to this. Alright, bros, I watched the video. I know the attack order. Early trigger inspiration. Nice. Alright, so I think... And Patton and Monstein was doing both at least 1100, I think, to the engineers. Very close. He's gonna keep this damn close. This is gonna be a nail biter. I didn't pay attention to any of the other damage. How much was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And finish him off for good measure. Sweet. Oh. The perk. And now he can move again. That is going to be an absolutely amazing perk. That's going to be great for low at the beginning of a mission or a conquest when you are low on monies and you can't even afford an airborne unit. Bro's going to grab you a good city. All right, on to our attack on Graziani. All right, bros, if you remember this attack, very few generals could take out Graziani. I think Monstein, Patton, and there might have been somebody else. I'm not even sure about that, though. Yeah, I'm not even sure about that. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and finally 10 with an extra hit. Yeah, he's for those bros who said he was going to dethrone Monstein or even Patton, I'm not seeing it. I'm just not seeing it, bros. Unless he's doing a lot better damage to those other units. Alright, bros, the final attack. We'll see how he does. Remember, we only attack Hamburg 9. We only count 9 times. We see how much damage they can do, though. 9 times for sure. 4. What is that? 5. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 5, 6. 7. 8. And 9. I mean, he's not even gonna survive on the 10th shot. Yeah, rip, bro. So, no defense, alright? So, no defense. I mean, if he was your main general and you wanted him to survive, obviously there are perks you could put on him. But we are going for strictly offense, strictly damage. Bros, I think he's going to be right where I put him. He's going to be 3rd. He's going to be a little bit in front of Guderian. He's probably going to be a decent amount behind Patton. But he's definitely going, I think, to be I don't know. He'll be ahead of Guderian. I'm not sure how much. Bros, let me calculate this. Alright, bros, it is the next day. I didn't get finished in time because something came up. Well, actually, I'll just go ahead and tell you right now. So, I realized that, like, the top 4 or 5 generals all had 3 different battles, right? For a total of 9 attacks. Because, you know, the tournament, they fought this battle, they moved on, they fought another battle. So, I decided I would have to do that with Rokossovsky to get a good average. Anyways, bros. This is from his first attack. So, Spain, Italy, Germany. You might be wondering, how does this compare? Here's the overall damage you got, 1,500. You might be saying, how does this compare to Monstein and Patton? He had 6,888. We can scroll up and see that Monstein demolished him. But he did beat Patton in this first attack. That would be the Spain attack. However, on the second attack, 4,079. 4,079. He got blown out by Patton and Monstein. If we come back here and check out his third attack, which would have been in Germany, 4,121. And see what these bros did. They would beat him again. So, it is clear that he's not packing the punch of the Monstein and the Patton. But is he better than Guderian? And here is his other attacks. So I ran through them all over again. So we've got 15,088 damage. The second group of attacks, 15,079 damage. And in his third group of attacks, he had 14,887. So where does that rank him? Well, let me show you. Let me show you where he was at. Bro was ranked 14th out of all the generals. You can already tell he greatly increased his damage output. Right? Absolutely added over 4,000 on 2 of those attacks. So, let's see here. He is now better than Model, Wigan, Bostico, Tobolkin, Wittmann, Rommel, Bach, Osborne, Chernikovsky, and Abrams. But is he better than Guderian? Drum roll, please. No, he is not better than Guderian. His first group of attacks did exceed Guderian's first group of attacks, but as you can see, Guderian's other 2 attacks beat all 3 of Rokossovsky's 3 attacks. So Guderian does come out on top. And of course now Abrams is 5th. I got to switch all these. I just wanted to show you where he was and where he is now. Increased his rank by 10. That is massive. He is a top 5 general, right behind Guderian, but in front of Abrams. However, that is just strictly damage. We have to take into consideration his perk versus, say, Guderian, right? Who will not, neither of them is going to have the Excellence Medal because we just proved that Patton and Monstein does more damage with the Excellence Medal. So then you got to look at the perk that's going to allow him to fire again. That is going to give him enough damage to overcome Guderian in all of those other battles, right? So because of that, Guderian has to be moved down to 4, and Rokossovsky has to be moved up to 3. However, I don't think he would overcome... What was his average damage? It's 700 on that first attack. So, yeah, that would not put him ahead of Patton. But it would definitely put him ahead of Guderian. And bros, it is time. With that, that's just the damage. Now we've discussed the perks. Now it is time to actually move him up to his rightful position amongst the top tier generals. Bro is now the 3rd best tank general in the game, right where I thought he was going to be. Well, bros, if you're enjoying this content, you know what to do. Stop, subscribe, hit the notification bell, make your phone upload. Peace.